Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. So right now I have a massive VR RPG itch that I'm trying to scratch. And if you're a fan of RPGs, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But right now, my in real life D&D sessions have been canceled. My virtual D&D sessions have been canceled. And I am playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Genghis, but I play it like once a month with her, and just like Genghis herself, that is a major tease.
You're a little cutie. Mwah.
So in the process of trying to satiate that craving, I've installed 300 gigabytes of mods into Skyrim VR, but even cooler than that, I was just sent a demo for a game that wants to be the next Skyrim VR and deliver some photorealistic graphics. Now I know that sounds a little bit too good to be true, but today I'll go over both my Skyrim modding process and this new project that's currently early in development. So let's start this video off with modding Skyrim VR. Now, I am a massive RPG and Skyrim fan. There's something just so addictive about being sucked into a world and growing more and more powerful in a direction that you want to choose. Make it arcane or melee abilities or being a sneaky little rogue, whatever you want. That's the whole RPG fantasy right there. You get to play the role of your choice. But Skyrim has been out for 14 years and we've played it on about 17 different systems, and it's always the same. You know, it's always good, but it's always the same, and I'm sick of that. So I was hoping the modding process can solve that for me. And of course, I went with the big daddy, the Mad God Overhaul, which was fairly simple to install. This is not going to be a tutorial video. It's fairly simple to install. We're up, we're running, and it still feels like Skyrim.
I'm going to find whoever did this.
Now, I was really happy to see that this mod delivers new entry points into the series, so you don't have to ride the wagon and almost get decapitated for the 17,000th time in a row. There's brand new backgrounds and starting locations to choose from, and my overall experience with this mod pack has been absolutely fantastic. Rather than the janky mess we got from Bethesda, this feels very close to a native VR title. You have a full body IK system, you're not just floating hands, you can interact with the world. They've really fixed up the menus. The graphics are 10 times better across the board. It is night and day improvement. However, it still feels like Skyrim. I'm still like, oh man, I'm back at Skyrim and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be playing it. I know I am. But in the back of my head, I want something new and different. So when a project came into my email and someone said, hey, listen, we're trying to make the next Skyrim VR only for PCVR, pushing things high end, going for photorealism, I was like, I have to check this out. But I do need to set some expectations here. This title is extremely far off, and the demo's not much more than a proof of concept that recommends an RTX 3090. So the skeptic in me is immediately triggered. There's really no budget here. That is very high end, and this is PCVR only, so who's gonna invest in that? Then on top of that, it is a very small two-man development team, and there's no real foundation. It's just really nice graphics and a giant world. But at the same point, I can't tell you how much this sucked me in. Like, there really was nothing to do in this world. Just look around, explore, and in the background was a castle. And I'm like, man, I have to walk to that castle. And it captured something that I haven't experienced in a long time in VR. It's the good old days of PCVR where it was super immersive. Like every little dust cloud that blew by, or just some birds flying in the sky, was captivating. And if you've only played on Quest, the closest thing I've experienced is if you played Supernatural and it has these real life landscapes that are done in like a panoramic background. But even that, you could tell, like you could see the seams, or you could tell there's no depth. Here, there is depth. Here, you could see, you really feel like you're in that world. It reminds me of the very early HTC days where they had a really beautiful environment for you to just teleport around and look around. But now you could just walk through it. And honestly, this felt 100% like physically being in the world of Skyrim. I was trying to hop my way up a mountain and just walk through, and exploration has never been so much fun. And I kid you not, I spent the night dreaming about this experience and how I would absolutely kill for an RPG like this. Now the title itself is called Golden Kingdom VR, and you can check out the demo on Steam. The studio behind it is ToonMax Media, and they've produced some smaller VR titles like Rainbow Reactor and Snow Scout. Now while both of these games were well received, they're smaller casual titles, nothing in the grand scope of photorealistic Skyrim. And honestly, we're never going to get a full Skyrim-sized game in VR unless it's a hybrid title like Skyrim VR. It starts off as flat and gets ported. There's just no significant budget to make that possible. But if they deliver that same captivating immersion with these huge 16-kilometer maps that they're planning, they deliver that with some good combat and then just like roll out some more stuff over time, it would be a dream come true. I'm not the type of person who needs 10,000 hours of content. I'd rather get 20 hours of masterclass work than 200 hours of mediocre gameplay. So honestly, I have some serious mixed emotions here. I'm skeptical that this is a project that'll find funding or ever be completed, but I can't stop myself from hoping we'll get a game like this. The team is really trying to push the envelope on what's possible for PCVR. They're utilizing all the latest and greatest features from Unreal Engine 5, like Lumen and Nanite, but as you can expect, performance becomes a serious issue. They've been cranking away on this title for 3 years, and I hope it's a passion project that they can keep up for an extended period of time, so maybe a couple more years down the road, this type of higher end hardware will be more accessible, and maybe they could actually make this project come true. Until then though, I'm jumping back into my modded Skyrim VR. I know, it's the closest we could get right now. It's not perfect, but it's a really good experience. I'm loving it. Big shout out to the Mad God Overhaul. It's impressed me. Definitely impressed me. It's really, really cool. I played about 2 hours of vanilla Skyrim VR before, just to kind of, have a good frame of reference for comparison, and holy crap, there's a difference. So it's great. And I didn't mean to tease you guys with a Skyrim VR project that doesn't exist, but I really thought that this demo was so cool, I had to talk about it. Now, if you have any additional questions, please drop them down in the description. I'll do my best to answer you guys. If you want more coverage on the Skyrim VR mods, maybe a tutorial, let me know that too. I'll do my best. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.